New problems need new thinking. This program is proudly brought to you by IBM. Let's put smart to work.
From your bank account to the nation's infrastructure, threats to our cybersecurity appear to be mounting, and there are growing concerns that COVID-19 is exposing us to more potential threats than ever. That's the view of IBM, which has seen a surge in activity that it believes deserves a red flag.
During the course of this pandemic, IBM has seen a 14,000% increase in the amount of spam in the system. What that might mean to you and I is that attackers trying to steal money out of our bank accounts. But if I'm working from home and connected to a corporate infrastructure, then the opportunities for the attacker are much broader, and they can launch a much more sophisticated attack. And as we start to return to work, maybe 1 to 2 days we'll still be spending at home. So the focus on cybersecurity needs not just be for now, but into the future.
Well, to find out more, I'm joined by David Swan from the technology podcast /. David, good morning to you. What kind of attacks are people experiencing here?
Yeah, and thanks for having me. And on an individual level, the numbers that we're seeing are really significant. We're seeing a huge spike in scams where it's people trying to impersonate the government. So people are getting emails and text messages pretending to be government agencies. And we're finding that scammers are really good at adapting to COVID-19. So we're seeing a really significant spike in COVID-related scams and hack attempts as well.
They can be quite sophisticated too, can't they? That's something that we've seen and learnt in recent weeks and months.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why they're so successful, is these scammers take a lot of effort and work in making sure that these things look legit. You don't have to be a dummy. I think that's a bit of a misconception, is that, the hackers succeed when they attack people and they get dummies, but they actually really do a lot of work in making these things look legit. And it's quite successful.
So regular citizens have been targeted, but what is happening with attacks on institutions like infrastructure and universities?
That's the most surprising thing, I think, when researching for this podcast, was that a cure and a potential vaccine for COVID is the biggest target for hackers at the moment. We're seeing that universities and private companies are being attacked more than ever before, and the thing that hackers are going after is a potential cure, so that nation states can then use that information to maybe make a cure themselves.
So do you think we're going into a Cold War situation when it comes to cyber attacks?
I think it was really significant, the Prime Minister's announcement a few weeks ago. I think he didn't do that lightly. Cold War is strong language, but I think what we're seeing is really significant, and we should probably prepare for it to get more heated and worse before it gets better.
Okay, well, /. The new podcast for Forward Thinkers is available now in the Australian mobile app or any podcast player. David, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.